The 2019 Jordan Road Surfacing BTRDA Rally Championship gets underway once again at the Cambrian here in North Wales. And what an entry we've got in the 1400 category. Dave Brick and Chris Powell are ready to go hand to hand and get that battle underway again to rekindle that fight that we saw last season. But there are a whole host of new faces and existing challengers joining them in the 1400s. And with the cars running at the front of the field again after a change in the rules, we're looking forward to a bumper entry as the season gets going. The 1400s could just be back to their best. Let's go to the action on the stages right now. The 1400 category will be back to running ahead of the field on this weekend's rally, giving the crews plenty of loose gravel to slide the cars around on. And it would be an early lead for our current champion Dave Brick, with Toby Brick alongside. Just behind the Corsa at this stage, in the expected battle, I suppose you could say, for the 1400s would be Chris Powell and Jim Lewis. The Sunbeam pair back to make sure Brick doesn't have an easy time of it. 5 seconds, the difference between the two cars now. A new face for the top of our 1400s. It will be a good start to the rally for Steve Black and Paul Morris. The pair a little way off that fight up ahead. There was still a long way to go and anything could change, of course. Heffin Lloyd Davies and Rich Jones make a great start to the rally to take 4th place overall in the 1400s. Frustratingly for them, that wasn't to last. They retire soon afterwards with alternator problems. And a slightly cautious start to the day would see Pete Gorst and Philip King sitting a little further down the leaderboard than they would have wanted. A push on the remaining stages of the morning would see them salvage 5th place going into service. For Noel Lappin and Ian Jones, it would be 6th. The escort pair just over half a minute back from Gorst up ahead. A wider kit car shaped micro would be the weapon of choice this season for Dominic Hodge and Stefan Arndt. The car looking good. They end the morning with 7th place overall in the 1400 category. Hodge's lead in that place will be a comfortable one as well, with Matthew and Daniel Evans just behind on the overall times. A minute's gap as well, the pair also leading the way in 1400C though. For Jane Auden Rowe and Chris Rowe, it will be 9th. The MG pair just inside the top 10 leaderboard and only 1.4 seconds back from Evans. And rounding out our top 10 at this stage were Richard Garnett and Rob Gillam. The second of the wide arch micros out on the stages this weekend and still looking fantastic out here, aren't they? Sadly, after the highly anticipated return to the series, we'd lose Kieran Darrington and Abby Haycock, the engine in the Corsa giving up on the second stage of the day. Just the one crew in rally first this weekend, but with the 1400s running ahead of the field, we're surely going to see that boosted throughout the season. This means Joseph Keane and Paul Barbett only have to finish to take victory. So we're midway through the day in the 1400s and the results so far are shaping up like this. On to the second half of the rally then for the 1400 category, and there'd be no change for Joseph Keane and Paul Barbett. They only had to finish for that result. Easier said than done, of course, especially with some stages being used twice, but they do get to the finish and take that rally first victory. Retirements up ahead would mean some places gained for a handful of crews, and for Richard Garnett and Rob Gillam that meant 9th place to end the rally. For Jane Auden Rowe and Chris Rowe it will be 8th, a good end to the event for the MG pairing. The times would still be close, the MG pair just 7 seconds back from Matthew and Daniel Evans, taking that 7th place overall as well as the 1400C class win. And a good end to the rally would see Dominic Hodge and Stefan Arndt taking 6th place overall in that wide arch micro. Over 2 minutes of an advantage in that position as well by the end of the rally, showing their pace. Noel Lappin and Ian Jones would enjoy a good finish in the escort. They end the rally with 5th in the 1400s back at the finish in Llandudno. And things would get better for Pete Gorst and Philip King. They pick up the pace through the afternoon to move up to 4th. A few moments along the way would give them a scare or two, but they reach the end of the rally in one piece. Onto the podium places then, and it would be the final step on our 1400 podium here at round 1 for Steve Black and Paul Morris. A great start to the season for the Suzuki pair. There was no holding on to the lead though for Dave and Toby Brigg. A puncture wouldn't help their times, and when the battle was as close as it is at the top of the 1400s, there really is no room for error or punctures. The pair having to settle for second place here at the first round. But that, of course, means that it's victory for Chris Powell and Jim Lewis. A good start to the season, and one that will give them plenty of confidence going into the second round of the series in the Lake District in a few weeks' time. So confirmation then of the final results here in the BTRDA 1400 Championship. A great start to what looks set to be another thrilling season on the stages. I get the feeling that people come out to watch this battle between you and Dave Brigg. Well, you came out on top today.
Well, yeah, only just. Yeah, we worked very hard today. We were very slow this morning. I don't know what we were playing at. And then we thought, well, we might as well go home or sort ourselves out. And we tried a bit harder and just about did it.
Visibly out there on the stages, you could see that you were trying harder. Stage 5 onwards, you seem to be actually throwing this thing around.
Yeah, well, they're only little engines, so if you want to go faster, you've got to drive the wheels off them, really. And we just weren't doing it this morning. We just didn't have any feel. It just wasn't comfortable, and you've got to be confident, and from then on, it all clicks, and off you go.
Looks good for round 2.
Yeah, we're going to book ourselves in for round 2 tomorrow.
Picking up exactly where you left off, Dave. That was a good day.
That was a cracking day, yeah. We've had a super day. We won the first 2 stages, and then Chris has just been chipping at us all day and at us at the end, which is disappointing, but it's been a tight day all day.
Did he catch you napping, or did you just not have anything left?
We had a puncture, and it just got a bit slippier for us later as the day went on, and yeah, he beat us fair and square.
Steve, the 1400s is always hotly contested. You're in the mix today. That looks good for the season.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. Some tricky stages today. Goudier was particularly slippy, but yeah, getting inching closer to those guys at the front. So that's all I can do, yeah, as the season goes on. So, yeah.
So a fantastic battle between Chris Powell and Dave Brigg today. Chris Powell comes out on top. Steve Black in the mix there in the 1400s as well. Picking up where we left off as far as that title fight is concerned here at the first round, with the prospect of a thrilling season in store for the Jordan Road Surfacing BTRDA Rally Championship. That's it from the Cambrian and from Llandudno. What a great show we put on for the first round of this series. We'll see you next time.